Hey, my emails have been lighting up like crazy. People going, tell me, what's going on with the smoking Velocette? Did the fat lady ever stop smoking? Yeah, that's Velocette number 4. We got up and running for the first time since about 1968, as near as I can tell, and it was smoking. So first thing I did is put a new piston and new rings in it, and it was still smoking. Had another cylinder head on the shelf with pretty darn good valve guides in it, so I put that on. Smoking a lot less, but it still seems like it's blowing oil through the exhaust system and smoking. And then I figured it out. Why is it smoking so much? Why is the Velocette smoking? It's got to do with the new Pope. The black smoke and the white smoke, and that's going to tell us who the new Pope is, and that the voting is over and all that jazz. So that's got to be why the Velocette was smoking. What else could it be? Hopefully when I start it again, if it ever stops raining, we'll see. If now that there's a Pope, if it won't smoke anymore. In the meantime, Velocette number 3 has got my attention again.
This is a perfect song on the radio, or what? Maybe you're crazy. Yeah, I'm Velocette crazy, I guess, huh? So what's going on is I'm at the stage of properly sorting. You get the bike together, but you got to run it down the road and tweak it and fool around and adjust it, and sometimes take 10 giant steps backwards. Well, Velocette number 4, I call it Old Smoky. Remember, it's not over till the fat lady stops smoking. Well, we're running it and trying to put a few miles on it and see if the smoking diminishes to a reasonable level or not. Unfortunately, when I put that engine together, you're supposed to put it together with the piston and the cylinder dry so that the rings set properly. But I had oiling problems, so the cylinder had oil in it. It may be a good time before those rings really set up properly, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm back down to Velocette number 3 and getting it sorted out, because I had that going down the road, but really not happy with the way that it's starting. It kicks back on you, like ankle breaking kickback when you try to start it. So I decided I really ought to take a look at the timing again to make sure that I get the magneto timing right, because I don't think that I've got it dialed in quite right. Unfortunately, in order to do that, you got to take the gas tank off, you got to take the seat off, you got to take the map of Africa off to get down to the top of the cylinder where you can find top dead center, dial up how many degrees before top dead center the points just begin to open on the magneto. And it looks like this guy is set right now at 40 degrees, and that is considerably off. The book called for 38, but with the quality of the gasoline today, a lot of guys are kicking back to 36, 37 degrees before top dead center, but clearly 40 degrees before top dead center is going to cause some issues. So redialing in the magneto timing is what we're doing today. Wish me luck.
So anyway, I go to start it, and I can't kickstart it. It will not start. And I'm kicking my brains out. I can't get it to start. So it occurs to me that, I'll put the wheel starter on it, that I have, the electric wheel starter. It's like jump starting it, pushing it, bam, starts right up. Took it for a ride. Bike sounds great. Cannot kickstart it. Damn. So I'm thinking that, maybe I've got the valve timing set up wrong. This is the bike that had funny valve timing marks on the cam and on the intermediate wheel that a previous mechanic had goofed on, Gene Alcott, and messed up the timing. So anyway, I thought I had it sorted out and timed right, but apparently not. So I finally decided, listen, get out the textbook, put the degree wheel on here, forget about all the timing marks, and just start from scratch. And it took me, a good part of a day of fooling around, but I finally got the cam in and out and dialed and synchronized so that I'm within 1 degree of the factory setting for opening and closing of the intake valve, and opening and closing of the exhaust valve by maybe 1.5 to 2 degrees. So that's about as perfect as you can get it. So great. Go to start it, bam, she starts on the first kick. Of course, I had to re-time the magneto, too, before I could do that. But anyway, bam, starts on the first kick. Great. Get it out of the basement, go to run it up the hill. Starts on the first kick again, and then about 10 feet up the hill, it stalls out, chokes out, gasoline flooding all over the side of the carburetor. Why is it flooding? Okay, took the carburetor apart, and inside the carburetor, you know, it's pretty simple. It's kind of like your toilet at home, you know. There's a little float that goes up and down, and it pushes a little needle up and down, and that stops the flow of the gasoline when the fuel bowl is filled with gas. Now, I push the float up with my finger and, yeah, put the petcock on it, no gas coming out. But I started realizing that pushing it with my finger is not really a very good test, because that's a lot more pressure than the float going up and down gets. And I suspect that this nylon, probably original from the late 50s, float needle is distorted and probably not sealing very good anymore. So again, I'm going to get on the phone to Coventry Spares and my Vincent buddy down there in Massachusetts. And, you know, these Velocettes had monoblock carburetors on them, the later ones, just like the 55 Vincent did. So, yeah, he's got the parts. So he sends me up. You know, I get it the next day in the mail, a new valve, and you see the little black point on the end of it? It's a special material, nitrate or something like that, that makes a better seal for shutting off the gas flow. And also got a nice new float, and you know, there's a little metal seat on it where the valve sits that gets moved up and down, unlike the original, which is just all plastic. And you know, probably a plastic float and a plastic needle over time doesn't seal off. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're going to button that up, see if it'll stop the flow of gasoline from flooding, give it a test start, and then if it ever stops friggin' raining, we'll take it up the hill and go down the street and go for a ride and put a few miles on it. But you know, it's been like raining. It's like friggin' monsoon season. Will it ever stop raining?
I can't get over how smoke-free this is.
Hey, listen, that's the latest update on, is the fat lady still smoking? We're not sure, but we think she might be still smoking a little bit. And Velocette number 3, let's get this guy going. All right, I'll catch you next time.